Oh, God.
It's like I saw you 35 seconds ago.
I know. It's like I never even changed my clothes or anything.
Yeah.
It's been a week.
Weird.
Like how you fed me a piece of food right before you started
We
rolling.
can pull up that salami
Yeah,
and see.
just like,
This is good. We both can pick at it.
it's fine.
Yes, we're cheating.
Yeah.
We're filming 2 episodes in one day.
Yeah.
The studios do it all the time. I think actually some game shows film like 4 episodes in a day.
I think you're probably right. I just don't have it in me today to switch this out and make it look like it was a different day. So y'all are welcome. Nobody cares.
It's our celebration for making not 1, but 2 episodes.
Yeah, boy.
What she said. If this is your first time listening, thanks for listening or watching or wherever you're hearing and seeing this.
Either or both.
The show is called Historical Quickies. I'm Hunter Smith.
I'm Alex Smith.
And this is basically a history show about the weird history behind things that we use and do in our everyday lives, whether it's traditions, sports, phrases, you name it. We're going to kind of dig into the fun history behind it. Hopefully you learned something. And luckily, I already know the answers. So Alex here gets the guess.
I get to be guinea pig.
I personally love this little tidbit because I think we use things and we don't realize it. And it's like, where did it come from? And this whole episode is about phrases or idioms or sayings, whatever you want to call them.
All of the above.
And I decided to make this entire one about animals.
Sweet.
So,
Perfect.
shall we begin?
Mm-hmm.
What was that? Was that you captured?
Perfect. But I was trying to do it like the Eartha Kitt way, and the tongue just didn't roll. It just didn't. Perfect.
I feel like mine's just like a pigeon trying to. It doesn't work.
You could do Cardi B, but whatever.
Yeah. With that being said, first phrase.
Okay.
Sounds like I've already had this. Cat got your tongue?
Mm-hmm.
What does the phrase mean?
It's like you can't speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Where do you think the history behind this came?
Do I get options or am I just winging it?
Nope. I was too lazy to make multiple choice.
I don't even know where to begin with that.
Okay, I'll give you 3 options.
Okay.
Medieval times, ancient Greece, or ancient Egypt.
Medieval times.
Ancient Egypt.
That's what I said.
It was believed, I guess with cats, right? Because they considered cats.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Some believe that it's related to ancient Egyptians cutting the tongues out of liars and blasphemers and feeding them to cats.
For a second, I thought you were cutting the tongues out of cats, and I was like, oh my God. Which is, honestly, you would think it would be so much worse that they're cutting them out of humans, but I was like, oh my God, not the cats.
Not the cats.
Oh my God.
It's like the show.
Okay,
Don't fuck with cats. Don't mess with them.
Christmas. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Or the other belief is that it originated to flogging crew members aboard vessels.
Oh, like the cat at 9
Yep,
tails
with
and
cat,
things.
with
Yeah.
cat tails or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Cat 9 tails that they used to beat them with it, and it hit them so hard it took their breath away.
I mean, either one of those, not great.
Not great.
I'm also just trying to visualize a cat eating a human tongue.
Yeah, like it's a deli. I guess people eat cow tongue. Right?
Yeah, no, it's not the issue of the eating of the tongue. It's the giant tongue with a cat.
Yeah.
I have questions.
I'm
I'll
with you.
Google that
I
later.
think either way now when you hear cat got your tongue, you're either picturing someone getting their tongue fed to a cat or someone getting beaten so badly they can't breathe
Ugh.
or speak.
Great. Won't be using that phrase anymore.
Phrase number 2. Don't worry, it's not as bad. Oh God, it's raining cats and dogs. What does the phrase mean?
Oh, when it's like pouring buckets, like it's raining like crazy.
Absolutely. Where do you think the history of this came from?
Good Lord. It's going to make some real weird comment. I have no idea. Why don't you enlighten me?
Back in the, I believe, 1800s, roofs were made of thatch or straw.
Ah.
And sometimes when it rained so hard, the cats that were sitting on the roofs would literally either slide off the roof
Like fall through.
or fall through the roof.
God.
So it was, they'd falling through. reason cats and dogs were also on the roof is because it was hot out and they were up on the roof to cool down. So when the rain hit them, problem was usually you just see them falling off the wayside.
I like how you said this one's better.
They're fine, I think.
Cats land on their feet.
Cats on their feet.
Yeah, okay.
Dogs got to get better. This, I will say, is already my favorite thing I learned today.
Okay.
A white elephant. Now, what do we use? We do a white elephant party.
Right, and it's like a surprise gift or whatever, right?
Right?
Yeah.
A surprise gift. Where do you think the history came from?
I've actually always wondered this. I have no idea. That's very weird to me.
White elephants were once considered highly sacred creatures in Thailand.
Okay, see that? I could see that.
I mean, it was even like on the national flag back in the early 1900s, but they were also wielded as a subtle form of punishment. It was more like a passive-aggressive punishment. According to legend, if an underling or rival angered a king, the royal might present the unfortunate man with a gift of a white elephant. While it sounds like a reward, the creatures were tremendously expensive to feed and house, and caring for one often drove that person broke, like they couldn't afford it. So whether any specific rulers actually bestowed this passive-aggressive gift isn't sure, but the term comes to render any burdensome possession to someone else.
Huh.
So like a white elephant gift is like, I've had this weird thing sitting on my nightstand. I'd rather give it as a gift to someone and they can deal with it.
Okay. Very interesting.
But like,
I did not know that.
talk about like a rich ass humble brag, like take this. Someone pisses you off in a town or village and you're like, guess what? You get an elephant. You're going to deal with it.
If you can afford it. I mean, to buy it and then gift it.
Yep. Here's a phrase we've always heard: crocodile tears.
Yes. Fake tears.
Fake tears.
Fake tears.
You know why they came up with that?
Because crocodiles are in the water and they can't cry.
Logical.
Makes
sense.
Probably not very logical, but okay. What?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Where did that come?
Crocodile tears is considered fake sorrow or sadness, but they believe that it became because crocodiles shed tears of sadness while they killed and consumed their prey. It could be because their eye glands actually release fluid when they open their jaws.
How the heck are you that close to a crocodile to see he was crying? Sorry.
I was about to make a reference to someone, but R.I.P. Steve. I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Yes. It is weird, but it dates back as far as the 14th century and comes from a book called The Travels of Sir John Mandeville. But the brave knights' adventures during this supposedly traveled through Asia. Among many of the fabrications, the book includes a description of crocodiles that notes these serpents slay men and eat them weeping and have no tongue. While factually inaccurate, Mandeville's accounts of weeping reptiles later found its way into the works of Shakespeare, and crocodile tears became an idiom as early as the 16th century.
I mean, I hear crocodile tears all the time in my true crime shows. We all know what those are. The tears.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we all know that term, but I never even thought to ask where that came from.
Weird, yeah. And I'll double check this because this is not a fully sourced fact, is the fact that their eye glands release fluid while they open their jaw.
Like I said, yet again, we'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that could explain it. Because other than that, you're like crocodile tears, whatever. Like some people are like, they don't actually cry, but
Yeah.
that could be a thing.
Yeah. Weird.
Well, you're barking up the wrong tree. Common
Yeah.
phrase.
Yeah, it's common. Like, you're looking in the wrong spot. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not going to get that info from me.
You know where it's from?
I don't know. Some guy got chased up a tree by a dog. I have no idea.
You're close, yeah.
And escaped inmate. Something weird.
I mean, if you take away, well, I guess there's still a human aspect of it, but yeah, it relates to dogs.
Okay.
Back in the 1800s, because they used dogs to hunt a lot of times, whether it was for fox, squirrel, you name it, some other smaller animal. The dogs would then go on the hunt and chase them. And sometimes they would be barking at a tree if they thought the prey was up there.
Yeah.
Come to find out that prey had probably hopped to another tree or escaped, and that poor dog was just incorrect.
Barking up the wrong tree.
Barking up the wrong tree. This is just a joy. Sometimes you need just a little hair of the dog. What is that reference to?
For me, a Bloody Mary. In general, it's like the next day you have another drink to take off the edge of a hangover.
Absolutely. To cure a hangover. Well, this expression comes from an old medical belief that rubbing the hair of a dog that bit you on the wound could prevent infection. Later, it involved drinking more alcohol to cure a hangover. So basically,
if a dog bit you, rip his fur out, and rub it on the wound.
You would rub hair on the wound from the dog that bit you. Which I guess it makes sense in the reference of like, oh, the thing that caused this pain, which was more likely the tequila.
Yeah, rub more tequila on it. I get that.
Rub more tequila.
I get that reference. I'm just actually thinking literally a literal hair of the dog. It's like the dog bites you. How bad is that wound? Whose dog is it that you're going to get the hair? I just have questions.
Yeah, I didn't see the actual date or time that this phrase was, but let's say it was at least 300 years ago.
Oh, guaranteed. I just am now having a visual in my head, and it is really ridiculous.
Can you imagine, like, 1935, they were like, this is our scientific fact.
They pick up a mini poodle. Ah, dang it, it's hypoallergenic. Grab me another one.
Yeah, that could go.
I need a schnauzer. Sorry.
Oh, that got me good. Okay. Well, what about if you are the black sheep of the family?
Oh, yeah, you're the odd one out.
You're the odd one out. You don't fit in. You're the outcast, something like that.
Yeah.
Any ideas to where it came from?
Black sheep in the herd?
Yeah.
Being a literal black sheep.
It really was, yeah. In medieval England, the black sheep were considered less valuable since their wool could not be dyed. So superstition is also linked to black animals being bad luck or evil. And that a person from, birth into family or was just not fitting in was considered black sheep. But also for the fact that you couldn't dye their wool.
Huh. So are you going to reference Baba Black Sheep?
Wait.
How what? You will? Yes, sir. 3 bags full. The origin of that song? Yeah, the one, the little kid song?
No.
I didn't know that. Well, you didn't hear it on Coco Melon? Baba Black Sheep, how you any wool? Yes, sir. 3 bags full. 1 for the master, 1 for the dame, 1 for the little boy that lives down the lane. I was wondering if there was a reference, if that had anything to honestly do. Y'all are welcome. I'm really good at singing. Yeah, but they referenced all the kid songs, but as soon as you said, I would never have correlated Black Sheep of the family but that just like rung a bell in my head where I went, wait a minute, I wonder if there's any correlation because you can't dye the, what is that actually called? Shearling, right?
I think so. Yeah. Now I got to look that up.
Sorry.
We got a whole other episode on songs. In there.
Sorry to sidetrack everything. It's just when you said it, all of a sudden I had a...
I'm intrigued. We'll have to do some deep diving.
Okay.
More you Googling.
The goose.
Is it Googling? Well, you let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, yeah. Told a secret.
We revealed the secret, usually sometimes by accident. Cat out of the bag. I'm not 25. Shocker.
Put that cat back in the bag by myself. He can, yes, y'all do what you want to do. So the thing right back down in there.
Hold that cat. Put her away. Do you, any idea?
Grab the cat's tongue.
Right.
No.
In medieval markets, merchants would usually sell live animals like piglets in sacks for easier transport. When the customer looked away, sometimes the merchant would swap out the piglet for a cat. And the buyer wouldn't know they'd been cheated until they got home and let the cat out of the bag. They were swindled of their swine.
Swine swindled?
They were swine swindled. Make my own phrases.
Oh my God. Did not know that. That's also, I mean, listen.
Bitch, I'm sorry. If you're what, medieval. So you're on your wagon going back, and the bag is not making a sound, and it's making a. Wouldn't you check the bag?
I mean, yeah, you would think so. I'm trying to think of how that would have happened. Like, I guess if you have a cart full of other things like livestock and chickens and whatever, like if one vendor versus like if it's like you in a bag, you'd be like, what is this? But like if you're just like, sleeping.
Claws are coming through
Yeah.
the sack.
But I mean, I guess you're right. If you're going into town once a week and you're grabbing all your stuff, you may not pick up on the fact that you got swindled.
Yeah, I guess it could be. I guess it could be.
It's like the medieval gangsters, man.
Medieval. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Wait, what?
This term is not as common, but I've
Well, that is a thing.
it's a thing. Yeah, I think our generation has maybe moved past it.
Yeah, because it's not the 1920s. Oh, wait, never mind.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You see? Where?
Okay, yeah, I don't have a clue what that would even mean.
The meaning is usually like, don't be ungrateful for this gift.
But wait, what's a gift? What's a gift horse? Did horses?
A horse is like, yeah, horse was like gifted to you.
I was like, did horses get gifts?
This might be back in the time, like when you were given, like, there'll be a whole other episode about like marriage when you were given like 2 sheep and a
gift.
goat.
Okay,
as a gift for like
horse.
a marriage.
Because in my mind, I was like, wait, did Santa cheat on the reindeer and he had a gift horse instead of a Rudolph? And things got real weird.
He had a side horse. He had a couple other baby ponies show up.
His horseshoes.
He's not trying to quit.
Continue. A gift horse.
A gift horse, yes.
Really didn't know that was a thing.
You can look a horse in the mouth and usually estimate their age by checking its teeth and the gums and all that stuff.
Checking a tree's rings. Got it.
So back when, someone gave you a horse as a gift, inspecting its teeth would be rude, as if you doubted the gift's value.
Right. Okay. I see.
So you're like, oh, thanks for this lovely horse that you said was 2? Thing ain't younger than 5. Like,
what if the poor thing hasn't digital? She's had to have a tooth pulled. He's still a very valuable horse.
I'm sure. And unfortunately, I think this could also be back when horses were considered your mode of transportation.
I'm sure.
Kicking the hooves on this one. This one's only a 1922 horse.
How many horsepower does this one got?
Just one. And I believe this is the last one. I ain't no spring chicken.
I've said that a few more times than I'd like to admit. I'm not as young as I used to be.
Correct. Yeah, someone's no longer younger. It's often used sometimes in a negative way or in a self-deprecating way if you feel like it, which I do all the time. Any history on where that came from?
So it's clearly after we stopped counting horses' teeth to see how old they are.
Might be right around the same time, actually.
No. Yeah, that same thing. No clue.
Well, it's probably in the early 1700s. Farmers found out that chickens born in the spring brought better prices than old ones that had gone through the winter. When farmers tried to sell the old birds as new spring-born, buyers complained that they were no spring chicken. Because, again, they're trying to... I guess it's almost like a gift horse in the mouth. They're trying to sell some winter chickens. Never seen a winter.
Joseph, then they ain't got no teeth. Good luck.
Try to check that chicken's mouth for age. Smarty pants.
Yeah, you have to return to a lucky chicken's foot before it
Won't be long. It'll be a quick meal on the table. The first recorded use of that phrase in its figurative meaning was 1906. So it was around for a couple hundred years with people at markets. A lot of weird things at markets. Pigs getting swapped out for cats, horses getting their mouths inspected, and chickens getting called out for their springiness.
Old.
Yeah.
God, I've never identified more with a chicken in my life.
Yeah. So those are just some weird phrases that we have.
I like it.
Like I said, I think my favorite out of all of those is the white elephant, probably.
I mean, that one's very interesting. I think The gift horse thing just threw me for a loop. I was like, what is happening right now?
Or I will say, yeah, that one. And then the hair of the dog, I thought was great.
Yes.
You're supposed to rub the hair of a dog that bit you on the
Now I need to Google that more because I'm like, what if it's not your dog? Like, what is happening here?
Hey, Tommy, your horse, your
horse.
Hey, Tommy, your dog bit me again. Can I borrow just a handful of fur to, like, you know?
I'm just as serious. All I envision is literally, yep, just somebody, that dog starts to run off with the tiny dog just grab him by the scruff of its neck, turn it upside down, let it go.
Problem solved. I actually want to find the doctor that said that's how you cure it. You just grab
Sounds
fur.
like the doctor who cured it probably could have used an actual literal hair of the dog. He probably was like, listen.
He said the bar just fucking with people.
That's how you gotta fix it. You just gotta run her in on there. It's gonna be fine.
It'll be okay. Just give me another beer. Yeah. Well, there you have it. Fun phrases with animals in them.
Yeah.
Now you know. Interesting stuff. I hope you learned it. I hope, again, if we were wrong factually, please let us know. And stay tuned for more interesting facts. I think the next episode will involve a sport.
Oh, great. I'm going to do really well at that one.
Lacrosse. I'm kidding. Stay tuned. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.